the project because the team are fantastic and they're constantly on the go, they're constantly building, and that's what I want to invest in, something with solid fundamentals. And we'll just go through it now. So I just want to go onto the farms now, and as you can see, it's dropped. This was up at 700 million, I believe. It's down to 490. I know a lot of people have panicked, sold and stuff like that, understandably, because it has happened to me before and it is a sickening feeling. But I just hung in there, and as soon as this is opened, there's been a lot of selling, and there's also been a lot of opportunities. So obviously the MEX price is shown in that. I don't even know what that number is, but it's quite low. But these are building for the future, so I'm thinking five years down the line. So as you can see, my stake MEX obviously is in there, and there's the LP farm basically with me MEX and me gold staking. Now this has been on $24 for like, well, since it opened back up, so it's quite annoying because the minimum's 25 and it keeps going up to like 24, 22, 24, 42 and back down with each other. So I can't harvest it and put it into here. Obviously me ride in gold, that's at the same. So it's been like this for a while. I know there's been talks about reducing it to $10 so we can harvest it more frequently, and that was talked about, and they said that they were going to do that. But obviously with this stuff going on at the moment, that I don't think this will be a priority, but it's just letting it build. And as you can see, it's building. The numbers are still ticking up and it's still nicely, so it's not too bad, guys. There's worse things happening. It's just having a bit of patience. And with me, it's during the 5-year period where I'm letting this sort of build its foundations, cultivate nicely, and then sort of see what's going on. But this is my long-term mindset. And if you looked at my previous videos about strategies in the farms, which I'll put up above on the right hand side, you can click on that to have a look at different strategies to use. So that's the farms now that was closed down, the MEX exchange, but now we're up and running. They've put more, if you look on here, they've put more mainnet upgrades in place to prevent what happened before, so that's a fix. And guys, in my opinion, you need stuff like this to happen, because basically if stuff doesn't happen like this and people build up a fortune, like say there's billions and billions in Elrond gold, and they found out about a bug and then they've took your money, that it's even worse. So we're going to have hurdles along the way, but it's nice to see that these are reacting very quickly to them. They've fixed it, and then so basically MEX is a better exchange for this happening, because they've put things in place, they've mitigated it, they've put things in place to make it stronger. So this is why I'm comfortable again with it, guys. So I just want to know quickly before we move on, what's your thoughts? Are you more bullish on the MEX exchange, or are you more scarce in case it happens again? I'd like to know your inputs, because mine is, I'm more confident in this now, and I'm more confident in the team about actually building on this exchange. And as you can see in the farms, they are building. We've got the Elrond Gold USDC, we've got the RIDE, which we've talked about, we've got the Ethereum, which we've talked about, and now we've got the U-Trust, which we've talked about. And these are the total value locked, and that's a nice percentage at the moment. So let's just see what happens with it. So let's just go on to it, and we'll find Mr. Minku, which I called because I can't pronounce his first name, so my apologies for that. So he has the new Elrond and Maiar DEX update. All hands on deck. They're getting closer to enabling the DEX front end and API send functions. So amazing progress and support from the community. So there's a bond there that I like, because he appreciates the community as well. And he has the current status and next steps. So this was on June the 7th, guys. But first of all, the bug has been solved. The 2 mainnet upgrades has been proposed and adopted by the Elrond validator community. All focus in the meantime has gone into verifying balances and full testing in preparation for the restart. Obviously, you have restarted, but I'm just going back on what he said. So I'll just go back on to, so second, all the funds are safe, all users are safe, all users' funds will be available, which they are, and nearly all the exploited funds have been recovered in this address. So there's the recovered address that you can even check yourself. So if you go on to Elrond Explorer, you can copy this address and click on it, and it'll show you all the funds that's been recovered, and any remaining missing funds caused by the known bug will be covered in the full Elrond Foundation, which I said before. So this is a great sort of company doing the best for its users. So third, the API send function will once again be activated in 45 minutes, enable sending tokens across the Elrond web wallet and Maiar app. So obviously fourth, the Maiar DEX front end will be enabled in 15 minutes for all users, balance to be viewable. And as we go on, fifth, all pending bridge transfers are now fully processed. Sixth, we're working in close contact with Binance and some of the other exchanges around the world to re-enable the deposits of Elrond gold and withdrawals. All this should be available in the next couple of hours. I'm not too sure because I never leave my my crypto on the exchanges, so I don't know if one of my viewers could see that that's actually working now. That would be good. Obviously seventh, the full function of the Maiar DEX will be enabled tomorrow, which is obviously June the 8th, and final test. Some people would love to see the world burn. Let's not give them the pleasure. Not today, not tomorrow, and not with Elrond. That's pretty cool. And lastly, it's been a difficult time, but we can already see the light. Despite challenges, we will find our way. We can't stop. We won't stop. This is the Elrond spirit. As long as we breathe and live another day, we will push forward. So what more do you want from a team, guys? This guy is open. He's transparent. He's up there. If you look on YouTube on the Elrond page, he's got his video and he's talking through the whole thing of what happened and stuff like that, and questions being answered. So that's real good. But I just want to quickly, before I finish up on this video, move on. So this is a thread from Arda, the Elrond gold for Ukraine. Now this is a great insight of what happened. And as you can see, this is about the wrapped Elrond gold. This is not Elrond gold, it's wrapped. So on June the 5th at 10:04 PM UTC, a hacker stole. So look at this, guys, how much. I don't even know that number. So is it 1,650,000 Elrond gold? So congratulations to the Elrond team that worked non-stop and successfully recovered all the funds. But where did the hacker steal Elrond gold from? So let's go into this thread before I finish, guys, and I think you'll find it very interesting. So here we go, guys. 3 accounts withdrew from 3 small contracts, huge amounts of Elrond gold that seemed to come from nowhere. So look, guys, 450,000, 800,000 and 400,000, all within the space of a few minutes. And if you want to click onto this, guys, I'll leave the link for the thread, and you can go into the thread, it shows you all. So let's go into 2 of 12. So let's focus on shard 1. In the transaction above, we see that the hacker received the Elrond gold by calling the withdrawal method of his smart contract. We downloaded the binary code of the smart contract from the Explorer and converted it to an easier to understand format. So if you want to look into this, guys, you can easily go into this for an easier set format and go through it. But I just want to do this for quickness to show you guys. So in this file, we searched the main methods of the smart contract. We found the withdrawal method, but more importantly, a method called wrapped Elrond gold callback. This suggests that the huge amount of stolen Elrond gold came from the wrapped Elrond gold smart contract, so it's in charge of wrapping and unwrapping Elrond gold. So on the Explorer, we hunted for suspicious transactions going through the smart contract around 22 PM, which is obviously 10 o'clock, and we found one where the wrapped Elrond gold smart contract called the method of a new smart contract, and guess what? This method was named wrapped Elrond gold callback. So we looked into the detail of the transactions, and guys, as you go through the thread, you can click and even see it. So it's like a thorough investigation. In this transaction, the new smart contract sends a small amount of Elrond gold to the wrapped Elrond gold method of the smart contract. This method sends back wrapped Elrond gold to the wrapped Elrond gold callback method of the new smart contract. I know it's a little bit complex, guys, but just bear with us. Indeed, when calling the wrapped Elrond gold, we can specify the method, so there should be a callback. And then again, you can look into all this, but we'll just move on. We then found hard proofs that the new smart contract also belongs to the hacker. So the hackers managed to get the smart contract. In its storage, the new smart contract records the address of the first hackers. So you can look on the gateway here if you click on the link. So the binary code of the new smart contract is exactly the same as the one of the first one. So these guys are quite smart. They're quite sophisticated people, and they're trying to exploit all these things to try and profit from it. So it gives you confidence knowing that these guys are sort of knowing what's going on. But as we go through this, you're going to like this. So to recap, the hackers deployed 2 contracts, so smart contract A and smart contract B. At 10:01 PM, the hackers calls A and wrapped Elrond gold smart contract, which wraps a few Elrond gold and calls back the wrap callback method of safety contract A. He calls the withdrawal method of and receives 800,000 Elrond gold. That is incredible. By inspecting the code of the wrapped Elrond gold callback method, we discovered two interesting things. So as you look on the screenshot, the amount, so 800,000 seems to be to define the amount of Elrond gold to transfer. The manager executes on desk context by caller method seems to be transferring. So number 9, to validate these guesses, we made two repositories. So one to reproduce the hack with hackers binary code, one to reproduce the hack with our own Rust smart contract. In both cases, we've succeeded to make the wrapped Elrond gold smart contract send the 800,000 Elrond gold back to an address of our choice. So how cool was that, guys? So he's actually made the hackers send the Elrond gold back to an address of their choice. So in addition to Aura's upcoming breakdown of the hack, we released 2. So this is just obviously off what he said before, and you can go on the GitHub and stuff and look through that. So 10, so managed to execute on desk context by caller was the key ingredient of the hack. As the name suggests, when wrapped Elrond gold smart contracts calls SCA, it allows SCA to execute a token transfer in the context of wrapped Elrond gold to the caller. The way SCA was able to make, obviously, the wrapped Elrond gold send 800,000 Elrond gold to smart contract B. So congratulations if you've arrived here, you've understood the hacking details. If the Elrond gold withdrawn by the hacker seems to come from nowhere, it is because they were transferred using managed execute on desk context by caller, which the Explorer didn't display. What we described on the shard 1 happened in the exact same way on shard 0 and 2. The hacker swapped the Elrond gold for USDC on Maiar and tried to bridge them to Ethereum, obviously to escape. And then to stop him, the Elrond team pauses the necessary small contract investigated. And obviously you know what follows with that, guys. So I just wanted to lead through this thread with you and just see what the actual team are doing. And it's quite smart what they've actually done to recover the funds. So that's where we're at, guys, and I just want to show you on trading view before we go. So this was obviously when it was suspended from the 6th for a few days. This wasn't operational and it was totally shut down, understandably. But as you can see, guys, the confidence is sort of coming back because we've had a nice bounce. This is on the hourly. So we've had a nice bounce, a nice retrace, and let's see what happens. My confidence is still there with the exchange. I'm still bullish on it. These things will happen. Things will get exploited. But it's how the team adapt and solve these problems that are the best for the team. Because right now, if you look at the Maiar DEX exchange, it's more robust now than it was a few days ago. And I know like 5% of the funds may be lost forever, but 95's been recovered. They've learned from it and they've moved on. So that's what I want from a team that I invest in, and I'm quite comfortable leaving all my money in Elrond, in the Egld-Mex DEX exchange, and let them build in the farms. So guys, I hope you found that quite interesting, because I found it very interesting when I found out about what happened. And hopefully this is the last sort of exploit that the Elrond team gets, but they'll be very adaptable, versatile. They'll be looking to see if anything goes on. And if it is, they'll be there to adapt and solve the problem, as you just saw. So guys, if you like this video, you could hit the subscribe button, please. I'd really appreciate it. Hit the like button, get the algorithms going. And first of all, guys, have a great weekend as we're coming into the weekend. And I'll put another video probably next week about me strategies going forward. But other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next video.